us we have Miss Sirisha Gonde. It's just so exciting to be the part of the first talk show for the women entrepreneur. And so this particular event we are organizing is for all the women out there to be supported and get support from each other by learning from each other's experiences. And I'm Harshla. I'm founder of Sopier, and we're a web application that allows you to exchange books with each other. And with us, we have Miss Sirisha here, who is co-founder of Wooplu. Hi,
Hi,
Sirisha.
Harshila. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. So sorry for the delay, guys. We had some technical glitches over here and there, and yeah. Let's start with the talk. And so please, tell us like what Wooplu is all about. Like, how did you come up with the concept, or what was your inspiration behind starting Wooplu?
First of all, thank you for this question. Like any entrepreneur, I think the most exciting part is you being asked what is your startup is all about.
Yeah.
So, Wublu is a startup that delivers personal assistant services through the elderly people through mobile app technology. And if you would ask me how it all started, I would say that when when we moved back, so we were in the US before, and then we moved back to India. And once we moved back, I realized that the technology or the services that you get done in India today
Mm.
is all dependent on mobile app or a technology, and something to do with people have to use their smartphone and get things done. And while the millennials are very comfortable doing that, I believe that there are a lot of elderly people like our parents, your parents, who still heavily depend on all of us to get these basic things done.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, so like
exactly.
even booking a cab, they are dependent on you. I'm sure you've had those situations
Yeah,
where.
even for my parents, I only book all the cabs and stuff.
Yeah, so I think any startup starts with the journey where you have a problem and you find a solution, and bingo, that's where your journey starts. And that's how Booplu
Hmm.
started too. We wanted to address to this particular problem of serving the underserved elderly people,
Yeah.
and then take it forward. And today, Wooplu is started with 3 services, but today we are with 50 services, and we are serving a lot of customers based out of Hyderabad,
Hmm.
and majorly the elderly people.
So, what are the kind of services that you are, catering them to, and what is it in general? Like apart from booking cabs, like I know anything related to apps, it is there. But then, can you just like give throw a light on the kind of services that you're catering to?
Absolutely. So Wooplu not only just books a cab, that was very easy analogy for me to give. So that's where we started off. But we
Yeah.
also take care of, ordering food. Like a lot of people don't know how to use those apps to order food.
Zomato and all.
Yeah. So we do that. We do groceries, medicines. You need a plumber, electrician, any on-demand services. You're ticketing like your bus, train, movies, flight. So we wanted to make it like one click solution for you. So any service if you need, and if you had a PA for yourself, what would you do? You would call him
Yeah.
or her and say, hey, I need this done. And typically they either know how to do it already and they do what you asked for, or if they don't know, they at least make sure that they find out how to do it and they still do it for you. That's what a PA does for you.
Yeah.
And that's
Exactly.
exactly what Wooblu does. So we will make sure that we will deliver those services for you.
So is this like, I mean, just coming on a mind about Urban Club? Even I think Urban Club is like aggregating all these kind of services that are there, like plumbers and everything. So is it kind of similar to that? And you focused towards this baby boomer generation?
That's a great question, Harshila. But what we do is we partner with multiple service providers,
Hmm.
and our core is a personal assistant services. So you have at a click of a button someone
Okay.
who is actually talking to you, understanding what you want, and then get that service done through multiple service providers. So
Okay. Okay, okay. So what are the challenges like everyone when they start off, it's really difficult like to develop the first minimum viable product and even to get the first customer itself. So I mean especially because the elder generation they are not online, they are not on social media and so how I mean, of course, you might have had faced challenges in getting those people on board and letting them know about your service itself. So, what did you guys do, or what is the exact challenge, and what was the solution you came up with?
So I see couple of questions in this question that you've asked. So I'm going to split it into multiple parts so
Mm.
I'm able to express myself better. So
Yeah.
to start with, the minute we knew that there was a problem that we wanted to handle, and we found the solution that okay, we're going to go ahead, build a mobile app, get the best CRM so that the agents are able to do it. So before even I hit the market, I first had to set up those parts, my mobile app and my CRM. And then
Yeah.
we needed agents, because here we're talking about a personal assistant who will pick up your call and talk to you. And here we need to also address the vernacular languages, because in India
Yeah.
we could have multiple languages. So
Yeah. Exactly.
we had to first train the agents to be able to do so many things. Typically a contact center is for one particular service. So if it's a customer service for a mobile company, then they're only dealing with the services for that. But in Wooblue, because it's a personal assistant services, one call could be for a cab and the next call could be for food and the other call could be for ticketing. So we needed to first train the agents to be capable to shift between the multiple asks. And once we were ready with that, so your question of that you had a couple of questions in one. So first we got all of that ready, and then we tried multiple ways to reach out to the elderly people. We tried even going to their elderly people associations. Whenever they
Mm.
have meetings, we would go there and we would explain them about how Wooblu will give them the freedom that they deserve. And
Okay.
we that's how we and then we've evolved into social media too. And a lot of millennials were very happy to know that there was a service like this. And I have a lot of
Yeah.
youngsters gifting it to their parents or telling them that what, you can use it. So that's how Wooblu has evolved to where it is today.
Wow, that's really great. So, what's your like typical day like? I mean, I'm sure there are many people over here in audience who want to be an entrepreneurs or who are just starting out. And so, how is your typical day like? How is the pressure like? How are you dealing with the maybe? I mean, even revenues is generally a problem. But how do you deal with like just tell about your typical day and the typical
Okay.
challenges you face on per day basis?
Sure. End of the day, when it comes to women, I think I remember this new Twitter post that I had seen. There was a running race. The men had three tracks, nothing blocking them. And the women had three tracks, but we had washing machine, kids, and
Oh,
clothes, and everything blocking us to run that. So I would start with that analogy. Like a
yeah.
typical woman entrepreneur, I also have a lot of responsibilities at home
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
work. But the beauty of it is, I think all women are good at multitasking, and we should be proud of
Mhm.
that. So
Yeah, of
I
course.
kind, yeah. So I kind of get done with all the house related really quick. Typically at work by 10, and we have and our call volume is like it's up and down. Whenever we have a new movie or a particular season, then we have a lot of movie ticketing going on, or when there is a festival, then there's a lot of online shopping requests going on. But on a typical day, we do get cab requests, beginning of the month grocery requests, towards the mid of the month pharmacy requests. So we kind of manage that through the day. And that alone is not enough. Again, in a startup, innovation is constant. You can't just say this is where I am and this is how I'm going to be. It doesn't work like that in the fast moving
Mm-hmm.
space. So
Yeah.
currently, Wooblu is working on an IoT device as well. A device, it's called Wooblu Dash. Dash would
Okay.
mean so we want to deliver services to the elderly at even a simpler form.
Mm-hmm.
Directly, just at a click of a button. No need to use a mobile app. They don't have to worry about downloading anything, because the whole purpose of serving them is making things simple for them. So we
Yeah.
are working on Wooblu Dash, and we're also working for a IoT device for the younger generation. It's called Wooblu Smash. So innovation is constant, and also because we need to deliver services across pan India. Right now we are home
Yeah.
Hyderabad based.
Yeah.
We are we are trying to expand. So with that, we do a lot of vendor analysis and trying to see who could be that partner who would be able to
Mm-hmm.
deliver those services to our customer. So
Yeah.
these are the things that typically go in my day.
Wow, that's must be so hectic. I mean, to manage both home and it's a part and parcel for women entrepreneurs probably. But then
Yeah.
also like I mean since like just we discussed like women entrepreneurs also have to manage their homes. Like apart from that, did you any face any kind of discrimination or challenges just because of your gender or something like that anywhere at any point or?
I would say I've been a little lucky over that. I have a very
Mm.
supporting family and friends, and in fact, the startup world is it's quite interesting. People are so upcoming with
Mm.
collaborations, and
Yeah.
they're willing to invest time into your startup to know more about you to help you get better.
Mm.
So I would say that that whole say of are you facing a problem as a women entrepreneur is definitely changing. There could be a
Mm.
long way to more change, but
Yeah.
yes, people are listening and people are helping. So I wouldn't really go deep in there.
Okay, that's really great to hear. So, how is the working culture of women in India? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, when it comes to entering into entrepreneurship, there are many women out there who are working like as I mean they want to start off something, but there's this some block that you always have in your mind. So, did you have something like this when you started off, or even if you did? I mean, how did you like overcome it? I mean, that mental block, something like that.
uh, there are always blocks. I think when you
Yeah.
start something new, that's the hardest period.
Yeah.
If I have to take the simplest fact, when we start a new grade in school and college, also it's really hard. The first few months, we're all uh, becoming. It is a very very difficult thing to pass on. So with Wooblu also, I did have a couple of blocks. Especially, I have two children, and I had a big commute for my new office.
Yeah.
This new office became my new baby. So
Hmm.
there was times that I had to tuck my children to bed on FaceTime and read them stories on FaceTime,
Oh.
so that I'm still justifying my role. But
Yeah.
that didn't really stop, because if you are determined that this is where your journey is, and you are strongly believing that what you are working towards a problem and you are going to bring a solution that will help a lot of people, I think that is self motivating enough not to
Yeah.
uh,
Wow. That's really great. So we've been like talking about all the difficulties and stuff. Let's talk about good stuff, like the positive stuff about being an entrepreneur. So what's your favorite thing about being an entrepreneur right now?
um, my favorite thing, like a couple of days back, here I'll again tell you a small analogy. Somebody pinged me and said, hey, what do you think about your entrepreneurial journey? I said it's great. He said, could you tell me more? And then I said, hey, if I have to tell you more, I would say it's more like you are on a roller coaster ride constantly, and
Oh
the
yeah,
beauty
right.
of it is you don't have a seat belt. So
Yeah, that's
so
so true.
so yeah, I love that up and down, that opportunity to continuously improve yourself, to get better at what you're doing, the
Yeah.
opportunity to feel awesome, that wow, I've done something that is actually, when people call you, because we're a contact center, we have a lot of
Hmm.
customers who call and talk to my agents and say, oh, you're the best, I'm so happy this happened, you've made my life
Yeah.
easy. Or
Yeah.
because of with your help, because I have a piano, I could send some gift to my daughter without disturbing anybody else.
Wow.
There are people who call and say, customers who've said, after so long I've booked things for myself without taking people's help. So
Wow,
these
that's
these
great.
kind of freedom that when we give it to them, I think these are all my best moments, I would say.
That's really amazing. So, for all the girls and women who are like starting out, what are some tips that you would give? Like maybe a three or four tips that even in during the journey itself, or uh, when they're starting out, or when they are in the business, something you might have learned in your journey.
Um, I would say there are a couple of things that I want to say to the people who want to join into
Mm.
this entrepreneurial journey. One is, you're not alone. We're all here. once you're in
Mm-hmm.
that journey, start looking for people who are in the same path. So
Yeah.
it helps you mentally to get stronger, to help yourself focus into your business more, because when you feel that you have more people with you in this journey, you feel stronger. You feel like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
I can do it because there's more people. So that's
Yeah.
one. It's very important to network, know more people in that path, because if you're moving from working culture to being an entrepreneur, you suddenly feel like, oh, okay, I'm alone in this path. Where do
Yeah.
I head? So,
Yeah.
reach out to, networking events about startups and,
Mm-hmm.
ecosystems. It's always good to go to that particular ecosystem, listen out to few women entrepreneurs or the men. I mean, in entrepreneurship, anybody, it's the same. It doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man.
Yeah.
Listen out to those stories, try connecting to them. Most people, I think, are good at connecting with each other. And then don't be shy to talk about your idea. If you
Mm-hmm.
have something that you want to make it happen, talk about it. You'll
Yeah.
be surprised how people will actually, engage with you. And I would say make a constant note of the good and the bad, and you keep picking up what is good, and
Mm-hmm.
be open to learning and getting better at what you're doing. So that's what I would say.
Wow, that's really great tips. So I went through your profile and I also saw about LinkedIn Wonder Woman that you had done, and I mean I saw like it has some tremendous amount of response. So could you just throw light on how you came up with the idea and how it went about it?
So, LinkedIn Wonder Woman is actually very close to my heart, along with Woo. It's majorly because I was trying to do something for giving back to the women. It
Yeah.
all started with Women's Day coming close. What can we
Mm-hmm.
do? What can we do, or what can we do in the society that brings more women together? Because,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I'm a very strong believer of the together we are, the stronger we are, and
Yeah. Exactly.
we are able to achieve more in life. So, with all these things in head, we started off something like a gratitude platform to be able to say thank
Mm-hmm.
you to the Wonder Women in your life. So that's how the LinkedIn Wonder Women, it's a hashtag, it's LinkedIn Wonder
Yeah.
Women. And
Great.
we started off the hashtag, and we were like, okay, hopefully some people will, come, maybe, maybe 100 people, 200 people. But to my
Yeah.
surprise, the third day we had already posted 100 odd certificates. And in less than 60 days, we
Wow.
connected with 72 countries, women across 72 countries, and we've given
Mm.
out 3,000 plus certificates to women, calling them Wonder
Yeah.
Women. And we had to move it to the other platforms as well, because we started having husbands who work, so they have a LinkedIn profile the wife doesn't have. We've had
Mm-hmm.
situations where they gave it to their wives, so we had to get a
Yeah.
Facebook page, so that we were like, every woman is a Wonder Woman. It's a person who
Yeah.
is supporting you, who's behind you. There are
Exactly.
situations where the son has given it to the mother, so we had to print the certificate and give it to them. So yeah,
Yeah.
we've done all of that, and it feels like an amazing uh, you know feeling, where that when you call out and when you are ready to accept and share with each other, you just have a huge world across there.
Wow, that's really great. So, I mean, what do you plan to achieve more with the Wonder Woman initiative? Are there any plans ahead for this right now?
Absolutely, Harshala, because I would have not started it thinking that there is
Yeah.
so much more to do. But
Mhm.
with whatever has happened in the last few months, and the way we've connected with very empowering women across the globe, because we had one
Yeah.
global call as well, where 18 countries participated. So there was one woman shortlisted from each country, and I was surprised to see that each of them, like there's a lady from UK, she's working
Mhm.
on child abuse, and she's
Oh
made
wow. Wow.
rhymes for that, so that abuse can be taught from the primary age. Because
Wow.
why get to victim, right, if you're able
Yeah.
to,
Exactly.
curb it before. And she's
Yeah.
already spread it to 25 countries, so she makes them in all those languages. So
That's really cool.
there's another lady, I think it's Romania, if I'm not wrong.
Mm.
She's working on childbirth delivery. So there are a lot of women
Yeah.
on gender equality. There's a lady in Serbia who's working on gender equality, and they're all like doing brilliantly in their countries.
Yeah.
I think now that we're all connected through Wonder Women, we should kind of create one place where all of these can be
Yeah.
interchanged and collaboratively everybody in the world benefit out of it.
Wow, that's really amazing. That we all are. I mean, with a single hashtag, we were able to connect, so many talented and inspiring women together. It's
Yeah,
really great.
yeah, yeah.
So, in the end, like I would just like to ask, what are like, I mean, every entrepreneur asks that, what are the skills or I need to be an entrepreneur, you know? So, what are the top three skills, like just like a three words you could say, which you would like to tell others that, these are the three skills that you must have?
Uh, it's a very tricky question, Harshila. I
Yeah.
think one is commitment, that you
Yeah.
are going to be working much more than you are doing in a job or your whatever you're
Mm.
studying. Because here it's your entrepreneurial journey. You need to put in more hours. A lot of time people think that, oh, if I start a business or do it something on my own, I am the boss. But when you're the boss, you're the worker as well. So be
Yeah.
open to be open to a huge commitment that you're going to take it up, and be patient. Things don't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It takes time to get perfection, and it takes time for it to get to where it is. So don't lose hope really quick. So be patient. So, commitment, patience, and most importantly, give your 100%.
Yeah. That's really great. In the end, I would just like to thank you for creating this amazing platform for the elderly, because seriously, even my parents are, they are not tech savvy, and even my grandparents are not tech savvy, and they do keep asking me and, about doing this, calling the Uber or ordering something with Zomato or something like that. And hopefully it will, ensure that our generation, like the Generation Z and Sentinels and Millennials, they are
Mm-hmm.
able to better support their own parents with this particular initiative of yours. It's really great and commendable. Thank you
That
so much.
that's the idea
Yeah.
too. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us.
It was my pleasure, Harshila.
Yeah.